Have you ever gotten that feeling like someone might be, a little into you? We're not talking about your biggest fan here, though everyone loves those. We're talking about that fuzzy area between a little crush and full-blown obsession. Where someone's always around, remembers every word you say, and maybe gets a tad jealous when someone else talks to you? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of psychology to uncover 5 undeniable signs that someone might be secretly obsessing over you. And hey, even if it's not you, maybe you'll recognize some of these signs in your friends. Because who doesn't love a little relationship mystery? So get ready to become an expert in reading between the lines, because understanding these signs can be the key to navigating those tricky waters of relationships, whether you decide to ride the wave or gently steer your heart in a different direction. Sign 1, always popping up. Okay, picture this. You're grabbing coffee and bam, there they are. You're at the library deeply engrossed in a book about the mating habits of earthworms. We've all been there. And boom, they magically appear. Coincidence? Maybe once or twice. But when someone consistently finds reasons, sometimes kind of flimsy ones, to be around you, well, Houston, we might have a crush launch in progress. Now, it's important to remember that we're not talking about your bestie who you see every day. That's just called friendship, folks. We're talking about someone who goes out of their way, rearranges their schedule, maybe even invents reasons, just to be in your orbit. Maybe they suddenly take up pottery because, guess what? You just happen to be a clay throwing master. Or they bump into you at your favorite frozen yogurt spot 3 days in a row. Look, it's flattering to feel admired, and hey, maybe they just really love frozen yogurt. But when someone's world seems to revolve around your every move, it's worth paying attention. Because while a little attention can be nice, too much of a good thing can sometimes feel, well, a little like you're suddenly in a one-person fan club. And that's when it's time to grab your detective hat and look for those other telltale signs. Sign 2, they remember everything. Ever mention you love peanut butter and pickle sandwiches? And then weeks later, someone just happens to have one in their lunch bag? Or maybe you casually mentioned your great aunt's passion for collecting ceramic frogs and suddenly they're showering you with amphibian figurines? Okay, that last one might be a little extreme and honestly a tad creepy, but the point is, when someone remembers those tiny, seemingly insignificant details you've shared, it could be a sign they're hanging on to your every word. Now, some people are just naturally detail-oriented. They remember birthdays, anniversaries, and probably what you wore to 3rd grade career day. But when someone remembers details that even have forgotten, well, that's next-level listening, my friends. It's like they've created a mental scrapbook of everything you've ever said, complete with glitter glue and those little puffy stickers. And while it's sweet that someone treasures your stories, if you start feeling like you're being cataloged in a mental library of you facts, it might be time for a gentle reminder that you're not a walking trivia game. Sign 3, Copycat. Have you ever noticed someone subtly mirroring your body language or adopting your favorite phrases? Like you take a sip of your drink, they take a sip of theirs. You say, "That's wild," and they start saying it too, even though nobody actually says "that's wild" anymore. Well, guess what? Imitation isn't just the sincerest form of flattery. It's also a classic sign that someone's totally smitten. It's like their subconscious is saying, "Hey, I like you. I want to be more like you. Let's be twinsies." Now, this mirroring thing usually happens subconsciously, so they're not even aware they're doing it. It's like when you get a song stuck in your head. You didn't ask for it, but there it is, playing on repeat. But when someone starts dressing like you, talking like you, and even getting the same haircut, well, that's when it might be time for a gentle intervention. Maybe suggest they develop their own unique style, express their individuality. Because as much as we all love a good twin moment, it's important to remember that 2 individuals are always better than 1 carbon copy. Sign 4, green with envy. Okay, so you're chatting with someone new, maybe laughing a little, Having a grand old time and suddenly you feel a laser beam of pure ice shooting daggers into your soul. Nope, not your ex. It's our resident admirer, and they are happy about this little social interaction. Jealousy, my friends, is a powerful emotion, and it often rears its head when someone feels threatened. And when someone is secretly obsessing, well, let's just say they might not handle competition with the grace and poise of, say, a reality TV star accepting second place. Now, a little jealousy here and there is natural. It's human nature to feel a tinge of possessiveness over someone we care about. But when someone gets overly possessive, controlling, or worse, tries to sabotage your other relationships, that's a major red flag, waving wildly in the wind. Remember, healthy relationships are built on trust and respect, not on locking someone in a tower and throwing away the key. Unless, of course, that's their thing, in which case, you do you. But seriously, if someone's jealousy is reaching stalker levels, it's time to set some boundaries and maybe invest in a good security system. Sign 5, Social Media Stalker. Ah, social media. The ultimate window into someone's soul, or at least their lunch choices and vacation selfies. But it can also be a breeding ground for obsession, especially when someone is using it to keep tabs on your every move. We're not just talking about liking your posts here, folks. We're talking about the deep dive, the commenting on every single photo, the reposting of your stories from 5 years ago, the knowing what you had for breakfast before you even take a bite. Now, it's nice to feel appreciated online, and hey, who doesn't love a loyal follower? But when someone's digital presence becomes all-consuming, when they're constantly checking your online status, leaving cryptic comments, or worse, using social media to try and control your behavior, that's when it crosses a line. Remember, the online world should be a fun, supportive space, not a digital prison guarded by someone with a crush and way too much time on their hands. So, if you're feeling suffocated by someone's online attention, don't be afraid to hit that unfollow, block, or even report button. Your mental health will thank you. So there you have it, folks. 5 undeniable signs that someone might be secretly or not so secretly obsessing over you. Remember, a little attention can be flattering, but too much can be, well, a lot. It's all about finding that balance between feeling special and feeling like you need to invest in a restraining order. If you recognize some of these signs in your own life, don't panic. Sometimes a little honest communication is all it takes to set boundaries and steer things in a healthier direction. And if not, well, there's no shame in rocking that single life like the superstar you are. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the psychology of obsession. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more relationship wisdom. And be sure to check out my other videos for more tips on navigating the wonderful, wacky world of love.